Hey everybody, it's Peter, and I just wanted to come here and give a pretty quick review of the new Conjuring film, Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Overall, I would rank this somewhere in the middle of the 8 Conjuring universe movies. I don't think it's as well made or as compelling as the first two. However, I have to admire it for at least kind of breaking the formula. The first two Conjuring movies, if you haven't seen them, are essentially possession films. Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, they're sort of our ghost hunter married couple that we love to hang out with. And the actors are fantastic in the role. They're warm when they should be, funny when they should be, and especially with Vera Farmiga, can be very tense and scary with the things with her supernatural connection to things. So the first two movies are very much possession films. Usually you have a family and then someone's kind of possessed or something, or maybe something weird with the house or both, and they come in and hopefully cleanse the house or the spirit or something. This one is different in a lot of ways. One, the kind of pre-credits sequence is totally connected to the whole movie. In the first two, they're not. They're just kind of like the Scream movies. They're more like fun things to get us in the mood for a horror movie. You know, the first movie famously has the iconic first time that we've ever seen Annabelle. That first shot of The Conjuring is this extreme close up of this damaged doll, which we will later learn is Annabelle, and then would later get 3 movies, and 2 of them are not bad. And then in the second movie, you have Ed and Lorraine Warren dealing with the Lutz family, which is famously their biggest case, the Amityville Horror. So in the third one, we start with a possession of a little boy, and that's our opening. And that boy is connected to basically our new family. There's an older sister, there's the older sister's boyfriend. One thing about the Conjuring films in particular that I think is kind of cool that was brought up by Scott Mendelson of Forbes is that in most horror series, the bad guy is essentially our person who keeps coming back. Michael Myers, Leatherface. But in the Conjuring films, Ed and Lorraine are our through point. They're the ones that we're following the whole time. And we are pretty much always rooting for them. And that is the biggest strength of this movie, is that I really like hanging out with them. And what's kind of cool about this, because it's not just a possession movie, or is it really even a possession movie? But it's more of a detective story this time. Even if the small details of what they're investigating can sort of be a little generic, I really appreciated going on this journey which crosses state lines and everything with Ed and Lorraine. So on the plus side, we have kind of a new thing for the Conjuring movies. But on the minus side, I guess the new cast, which is a young man, young woman, and the little kid. Little kid, his last name is Hillard. He was in The Haunting of Hill House, which he's terrific in that. Doesn't really get to do too much except be kind of crazy, contorted, CG contorted, and possessed in the opening moments. So for the most part, the new characters that we see in this movie are just okay. However, one terrific addition is legendary actor John Noble. He's from Fringe. He was in Return of the King as the Mad King. I mean, he's great. John Noble and Vera Farmiga trying to translate Aramaic from some kind of satanic book. Like, that's interesting. It's a little cheesy, of course, but it's pretty entertaining. Apologies for not having my Conjuring poster up. I couldn't find it, so I put my Evil Dead 2013 poster, which I really like. I really like that version. So this is the first Conjuring film not to be directed by James Wan, although he does share a screenwriting credit. So Michael Chavez directed this one. He also directed The Curse of La Llorona, which is sort of in the Conjuring universe. I mean, yeah, I guess it is. I think some people think of it as sort of as an offshoot, but I think it does technically, like on the poster, like it says in the Conjuring universe, so I think it counts. So I was kind of excited when I heard Chavez directed this because he also directed one of my favorite Billie Eilish videos, Bury a Friend. That video is great. It's like creepy and really good use of lighting and shadows, and Billy is like floating and twisting and the camera's moving all weird. So I was like, oh yeah, this guy will be really good for a Conjuring movie. The kind of bummer though is that I think he was directed to basically keep in the style of James Wan, which I understand, but he's not James Wan. So it it's sort of a half measure thing. I don't think it's as well lit because I think Chavez likes shadows, but I'm not quite sure him trying to emulate Juan but still doing like shadows and cramped spaces. I don't really think it works as well. So there's a lot of weird like staging things or cutting things that I feel runs from it's okay to honestly a little clunky. Again, I don't know if this maybe is a studio note, so I don't really want to like write off Chavez because I love that video. So I think he does have a talent. But this is still good. I think I give it like a 3 out of 5. So yeah, it's still, if you're into the Conjuring movies and you'd like to go see a movie this weekend, or if you have HBO Max, because it's going to be on HBO Max, then yeah, check it out. So that's basically it. I wanted to keep this review short. So thanks for watching.